everyone, welcome to NEREASAN Channel. This week I'm gonna show you how I prepare my pointe shoes for the performances. Let's go! So the Nutcracker performances are coming up really soon. As you guys could have seen in my last video, we are not just performing Nutcracker this year, we are also adding some different pieces, including some jazzy contemporary pas de deux, which is going to be dance with no tights. So in today's video, I'm not just gonna show you how I prepare my pointe shoes for a classical pas de deux, but I'm also going to show you how I prepare my shoes for the different pieces. Many dancers have a set routine that they do every time they prepare their shoes for the performance. In my case, I like to experiment and see how can I make my shoe look better. I must say though that not always the experiments turn out well. As you can see here, I messed up a little bit. Yeah. I wear gainer remnant pointe shoes. The more I use them and the more they become softer, what happens is that my foot actually comes off the shoe. It's kind of weird. So I added an elastic. I used to do sewing with a thread in a zigzag, but you can also add an elastic. So this is going to be for my corsair pas de deux and for my Nutcracker grand pas de deux. This is a see-through elastic. The reason why I chose this kind of elastic is because I think it's gonna be less noticeable from the audience. When you are wearing pointe shoes, you have to kind of balance how it looks and how comfortable you feel. It cannot just be pretty and not comfortable, or it cannot just be very comfortable and ugly from the audience, right? So it's that line, that balance between beauty and comfort. I think this is going to hold my foot and also it won't look very bad from the audience. Other than that, I just sew my ribbons and elastics like that. And my ribbons, actually they are from Chakot. I got them in Japan last time I went. I'm also gonna show you a technique to blend in the ribbons with the tights. It can be a little ugly looking when the ribbons don't match the tights. So I recently discovered a product that matches the tights and the ribbons very well. So I'm also gonna be sharing that tip with you guys. So let's start. The very first thing that I do is always check if all the ribbons and the elastics that I already have are very strong and secure, because I don't want anything to be popping out or breaking during the show. Sometimes even you sew them perfectly during the rehearsals, you know, they can break or they can be very loose, so it's very important to actually check. I do this a week before the show. The day of the show, I make sure again. In these pointe shoes, what I did was I sew the elastic all the way in here, so that pulls the side of the shoe up. Yes, so you can see here that it's sewn. So I feel like that holds my arch better. And then I have this other pair of shoes, which I'm gonna be using for butterfly lovers. I think ribbons sometimes cut the line of the leg, especially if you're not going to be wearing tights. I think that this makes a very pretty line without the ribbons, because there's nothing breaking the line between your leg and the pointe shoe, which I think creates a very nice line. Since it's the same kind of gainer pointe shoe, my foot also comes out from the shoe, so I also had to add an elastic. This time, since I'm not gonna be wearing tights, I chose a stronger elastic, which is skin colored, same as this, so it won't be noticeable. But as you can see, two different pieces require different techniques, different materials, and the way you think about how to prepare them is completely different. Another thing that most of companies require is that you pancake the shoes, even the ones for classical pas de deux, to get rid of the shiny. I use this Ben Eye pancaking to make sure that the shiny goes away. For my skin color pointe shoes, I already did this. As you can see, they look a tiny bit more orange. I wanted them to have a more skin color tone. So this is the final result here. Probably after these shows, I'm gonna retire them because they've worked so hard already. So hopefully they will last for the shows. For sewing, I always use dental floss. I found that the floss is way more resistant than some very thin threads that I've used before. So what we need is this kind of elastic, which is see-through. And before I sew any elastic, no matter where, I always burn it with a lighter to make sure that it doesn't spread. This kind of elastic is a little bit trickier than the regular elastic. It tends to break easier for some reason. That's why I don't use it often. I'm gonna sew it inside here. From here, we want this to be covering the front, right? So I will sew it there later. Actually, sewing my pointe shoes, it kind of calms me down. For me, it's a process that makes me feel a little bit more confident about the shows, making sure that everything is in place, that nothing is gonna break. It's a little hard. So I finished sewing the first part. So now I want to make sure that this elastic is gonna be really tight, so it can really hold my foot. You can see this bone here is popping up. That's why I'm gonna use the elastic to cover it up. Yes. So basically it's gonna go like this, all the way here. The second side is always more difficult because the elastic is tighter. Put this straight. So I finished sewing the two sides. Ta-da! So now I'm gonna sew it over here to make sure it's really covering the part that is coming out, and then I'm going to be sewing it on top here to make sure that it's covered. I have somebody here with me. He's enjoying sewing time. Everu! Everu! So I finished sewing the front elastic. This is pretty much how it's going to look. The rest of the elastics look fine to me. Everything is looking good. For some reason, only on my right foot, the pointe shoe always pops up in the back. I think it's because my right foot is bigger than my left foot. Probably. So I've tried to repair it before. I might have to do it again, just in case. I finished repairing the back of the shoe. Now let's move into pancaking the shoes. All we need is the coloring, right? It's actually called geisha color. A little bit of omizu and a sponge. I put a little water. Bien. Kind of funny. And bien. Try to be uniform here. You know, at the Bolshoi Ballet Theater, they have a box of white powder outside the stage door. So the dancers, before going on stage, they use that. And I think it does the same effect, especially for like a ballet like Swan Lake, where you need the shoes to be very white and elegant. They use the powder. The last tip that I'm gonna share with you guys today is the ribbons. So for the ribbons, I use this blush color here and a brush. And I very gently brush the ribbons with this. Since it's a powder, it will eventually go away. So before the show, I will actually do it again. This little tap. And then very gently, let me see if I can show it here, just brush. So, I just finished doing my ribbons. As you can see, they're a little bit different color than the shoe, but they will definitely match my tights, so the line of the foot and the leg doesn't get cut. Yes! That would be the last step. to prepare my shoes for the performance. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. At this time, next week, when I'm gonna be posting this video, it's already going to be halfway through our performances. So if you want, you can wish us luck in the comments. If you like this video, please 高評価お願いします。Like this video, channel 登録お願いします。Subscribe to NEREASAN Channel. If you want to support NEREASAN Channel, check out the NV and Chibi Nerea and Chibi Ballerina products over here. Good. ありがとうございます for watching. Thank you all so much for your support and love every week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye 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 bye.